Hey guys, I'm Sean,
I'm Jim.
and today it came to my attention that Jim was somehow not particularly familiar with Metallica. I guess he's heard a couple things here and there throughout the years, but he hasn't heard much, and he remembers only Enter Sandman. So we're gonna go through a couple of their songs today on the live stream today, and just generally get his impressions. We're gonna do one. We're not gonna do Enter Sandman because he knows that song. I have a couple of other ones though that I want to show him, and we're gonna go from there.
Yeah, it's the same thing with say Nine Inch Nails. I know, um, "Fuck You Like an Animal." I don't know if that's the name of it or the refrain, but I know it. But that's it. Otherwise, I've only heard bits and pieces.
Yeah,
Of course, what I've
and
heard from both, I like.
understandable, and I do too. So, but yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump in here. I think we're probably gonna do Seek and Destroy one, and maybe For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Well,
Um, Maybe
well,
Master of Puppets actually instead.
well
Might do
let's
Master of Puppets. Might do
let,
four. So let's get
well,
started, guys.
yeah. Let's head into it and see how good my memory isn't.
How's that audio there? Can you hear it good?
I can hear something, so you must have turned it on.
Okay.
Folks, by the way, don't forget that subscribe button and that like button. And we're thinking about starting a betting pool on whether he turns the audio on or not.
The cerebrum has suffered massive and irreparable damage. You never know what has happened to him. Had I not been sure of this, I would not have permitted.
You hear the kind of mellow beginning here that I was talking
Yeah.
about? Yeah, earlier. It doesn't last long.
What is democracy? What is democracy?
The word I used was
Whoa.
melancholy.
To do with young men killing each other.
When it comes to
Wait a minute, hang on.
Okay, hang on.
For democracy.
Yeah,
Yes.
back up. What was his answer to the boy's question? What is democracy?
Okay, let's go back.
Yeah, you were talking over that. I think that's going to set the stage.
It will, actually. So I want you to hear that. You're right about that. I want you to hear that. Hang on one second here. Okay.
Each other.
When it comes my turn, will you want me to go?
For democracy. Any man would give his only begotten son.
Okay. I got a religious overtone to that one.
A little bit, yeah.
It is impossible for a decerebrated individual to experience pain, pleasure, memory, dreams, or thought with any kind. This young man will be as unclean.
Like I said, the chill doesn't last long, and I'm sure you can hear it building.
Yeah.
I don't know whether I'm alive and dreaming or dead and remembering. How can you tell what's a dream and what's real when you can't even tell when you're awake and when you're asleep? Where am I?
I can't remember anything. Can't tell if this is true or dream. Deep down inside, I feel the scream. This terrible silence stops in me. Now that the war is through with
Kind of
me,
teased it there, right?
I'm waking up, I cannot see.
He kind of teased going into the heavy stuff right there, didn't he?
I'm getting a really weird vibe here. I'm getting vibes from the 40s and 50s with the Cold War experiments and stuff and propaganda
Yeah.
combined, overlaid with the 90s.
Yep. That is the perfect, at least in my eyes. I am not the gatekeeper for all metal. Let me just clarify. In my eyes, that is the correct, feel to be getting. So.
And it's really strange considering that I experienced a bit of that firsthand back in the 50s.
That doesn't surprise me at all. All right, hit and play.
Then that there's not much left of me. Nothing is real but pain now. Hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh, please, God, wake me.
I just went ahead and chopped off everything. Oh, God. Please make them hear me. They won't.
That juxtaposition is just unreal.
Yep.
Hear me.
Back in the room, it's much too real. In comes life that I must feel, but can't look forward to reveal. Look to the time when I live, fed to the truth that sticks in me, just like a wartime novelty, tied to machines that make me be. Cut this life off from me. Hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh, please, God, wake me.
Like a piece of meat.
Okay, Sean,
Yes.
I've got to ask you,
Yes.
what's your reaction to those scenes that carry that 50s or the propaganda vibe to the 40s, 50s from back then? That's always what they're intending to refer to.
Yeah, it's more curiosity, right?
Yeah, something that I know you didn't. Obviously, you didn't live through it.
No, I grew up in the late 90s, early 2000s. So no, I didn't live that at all. It was for me, like when I saw it the first time, obviously this is not my first time seeing this music video. I'm a pretty big Metallica fan, not a huge one. They're not my favorite band or, even really in my top 5. And it's not because I don't think they're amazing. They are. They're phenomenal. They're out of their mind good. But there's just some other flavors that I prefer, right? So, but I was more so curious when I saw that, when I was watching that kind of.
Yeah, because I think this is a great video for us because you and I both can relate to it from 2 entirely different directions.
Well, why do you think I picked it?
Well, you do get something right once in a while, like picking Alice.
Even a clock's right twice a day.
Right.
Alice in this video were my 2 a day.
It won't always be like this, will it?
I can't live like this. I can't. Please, no, I can't. I can't. Help me. Somebody please help me. Mother, where are you? Help me, Mother. I'm having a nightmare. I can't wake up.
Now the world is gone. I'm just one. Oh, God, help me. Hold my breath as I wish for death. Oh, please, God, help me.
And here's what they've been teasing that whole time.
Me lying here like
Were you about to say something?
Yeah, I was going to say, I have to wonder if they have any religious belief at all.
I am not sure. I do not know the religious affiliation of this band. I don't have any idea.
Yeah, that's sort of just a sub question.
Maybe somebody can answer in the comments if they know.
some freak carnival show.
Here's the omelet, leglet, wonder of the 20th century.
This has a
Whoa.
dignity of all its own.
That's good. Much further back.
Father, I need help. I'm in terrible trouble.
And here's where they're really going to get into it.
Don't you remember when you were little? How you and Bill Harper would bring a wire between the 2 houses so you could telegraph to each other? Still remember the Morse code?
I hate to pause it here, but that's just such a good groove, man. That's such a good groove. That rhythm section there, oh, just magnificent. The double bass is phenomenal. The power chords so fucking clean. Just
And And I'm flashing back to the opening question of what is democracy, and the religious answer when gave his only begotten son.
Well, they could have been mocking that response.
Maybe
they could have been. I don't know. I can't tell. I can't say their intent. I got a little bit of mocking from it, but that could be my own personal bias kind of kicking in there. My own personal religious bias kicking in there. It could be. But I view that as kind of. I viewed that as kind of a mocking kind of.
I just couldn't help but pick up on that. I'm wondering, why is that in here?
Yeah.
So that's still setting the stage for me for this whole thing.
As it should. The music video is intended to paint the picture that the music's trying to show you. So at least back in the 90s it was. Now we show some weird shit these days, but like
right. Let's go on.
Yeah.
Darkness imprisoning me. All that I see, absolute horror. I cannot live, I cannot die. Trapped in myself, fighting my only fear.
It's Morse code. For what? SOS. Help.
Landmine has taken my sight, taken my speech, taken my hearing, taken my arms, taken my legs, taken my soul, left me with life in hell.
What's he saying? He says, kill me. Over and over again. Kill me. Don't you have some message for him, Parker? He's the product of your profession. Not mine.
Ouch.
Brutal, right? And then
I only wish they'd actually put the Morse code into it somehow. I was listening for it, but no, there's no Morse code in it. I wish the hell they'd managed to work at least the SOS into it.
That would have been phenomenal. That would have been masterful. But I don't know if they had already planned the music video when they wrote the song. That's the thing. You know, if you write a song with the music video already in mind, you can do shit like that. And I guess they could have superimposed it in there. I suppose they could have done it in post, as it were. But you know, editing stuff like that in back then was harder than it would be today too. So.
But yeah, that was brutal.
That was brutal, and then you got to pair the brutality of what was being said there, along with the driving melody, the just punchy lyrics. They're painting this very, I hate to keep using the same word, but just absolutely brutal image and words along to go with the actual sounds of the drums and the heavy guitar riffs and it's absolutely vicious.
You know, I wanted to get back into this going, but just real quick, I'm going to say, speaking as a vet, where the officer's telling the doctor, this is your result. This is a result of your actions. So often, as a vet, as military people, we really are just carrying out the wishes of other factions. We take the blame, but it's the politicians and the industrialists, you name it. We just have to cover up their mistakes.
Whoever happens to be pulling the strings that day.
Yeah.
On that particular day, in that particular moment, whoever happens to be pulling the strings, that's what you do. And it always isn't always the right thing. It always isn't, you know. Let me not get into that too deep, but yeah.
Right. Let's go on. You and I can talk for hours on that one.
Sure.
Whoa. That riff right there brings back, is so reminiscent of Van Halen. I mean, tell me that didn't sound like Van Halen. Sean? Sean, did you drop your internet connection? Ah, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. Bye. It looks like Sean's internet link dropped. So I don't know if we're still doing this or not. I just gave him a phone call, as you might have seen. And let's hope he gets it resolved. If we are going, I'm going to say that last riff where he cut out, that sounded a lot like an influence of Van Halen to me. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, my musical knowledge isn't that great. Sean's going to send me a link to start this over if he brings it up. Hopefully this problem won't last too long. Normally, if anybody's going to have a problem with a connection, it's going to be me. If people are still watching this, hey, drop comments down in the, or drop a comment. Tell us what you want to hear. Not only do we do music, Sean and I both like to cook. Sean has been a cook, is a cook. I'm a pretty good pitmaster myself. Pretty good home cook, home chef, whatever you want to call it. Tonight, I can tell you about how to fail with beef tips and an onion gravy with egg noodles. Everything turned out great, except the beef tips. I picked out the wrong kind of meat. And that's what happens when you get a wallet hair up your butt and want to do something different for dinner and it doesn't work. Still waiting for Sean. I'm going to keep this up just in case he can come back into it. Otherwise, he'll start a new stream and we'll carry on. For those of you who have hit that like button and subscribe button, thank you very much for doing so. Obviously, this is not our day jobs. Sean and I are both basically programmers, but we like to have fun. And we thought maybe some of you would enjoy seeing us try to educate each other to different time frames. Him being a youngin', or a snot-nosed brat, as I would refer to him, and me being just an old white guy. And he still hasn't made it back. Well, let me know that we're still going. Oh, shit. Let's give another call and see what's going on here. Might help if I put the mic over in place. Hey, Sean? Yeah, this whole time you couldn't hear me.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you on speakerphone. I think we're still live. At least I'm showing us it's still being live. So I got you on speakerphone.
Okay, well, the window stays open, but give me a second here. Go ahead and leave it live. I'll re-enter the lobby and we'll just pick up. I mean, we can edit out the break.
Right. If that works, great. If it doesn't, well, then switch back over.
Yep. So it's fine.
And
Just
of course,
leave it in here.
you could have told me that my microphone was still swung off way to the side, so my audio is really pretty low.
I was able to hear you really well, so I didn't think it was an issue.
Well, I got it swung over in place now, so we'll see how it goes.
Okay, cool. I just reset my router and everything, so I'll let you know. We'll know in a few minutes here whether or not I got it fixed. Okay.
Yeah, listen, I'm just keeping it going right here on the phone, so if anybody does see this, they know what the hell's going on.
That's fair.
We can tell a couple of dirty jokes if we wanted to.
Nah, not yet.
Right, politics and religion, we'll save that for a private conversation.
Yeah.
Hey, for what it's worth, I wish the hell that you could be out here on Tuesday. Remember Ruth? Am I telling you about Ruth? She's in town for a week. They're camping out here for a week.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah, so but I'm going to call an audible. I'm going to go with short ribs instead of a brisket.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'm going to get my second shot tomorrow, and I have a feeling that I'm not going to be up for an all-night brisket cook.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I know she asked for brisket, but hey, come on. Short ribs are as good as brisket. And in fact, in my opinion, they might be better.
Maybe.
And now let's see how many hate comments show up about that.
I'm going to go ahead and give my computer a restart as well.
Oh, wow.
Just so that I'm clearing everything. I mean, I just reset my router and everything. Well, my computer reboots in 15 seconds. So.
Yeah, that's true. And now mine does the same, thanks to you. Hey, folks, for what it's worth, Sean does build some halfway decent computers. No, you want yourself a new gaming rig? Get in touch with Sean. He'd be more than happy to talk with you about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Sean built mine, shipped it out to me, and it arrived fine. Well, we won't talk about the case, but that's as much my fault as yours. Probably more my fault.
Yeah, yours.
Yeah, fuck you.
No offense, but it was yours. I mean.
Yeah, I know. I'm the one who put that requirement on to have a CD tray on it.
Yep, and I recommended a case that was that I knew was good.
Well, if it had been 6 months later, I would have been in a much different position where I wouldn't have hesitated. I might have even gotten a couple of other things upgraded. But we were working with a budget. What we were working with, like a $1,500 budget?
Yeah, I think that's where you were at.
Yeah. So what I got was superb for that. But if it had been even 6 months later, I would have easily gone up to a $2,000 budget.
Yeah, and where we would have put that money most likely would have been your case.
Yeah. Although from everything I'm seeing on various YouTube videos I've been watching, I would not go with liquid cooled. I think I would have stayed with air cooled like I have.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you got...
Go ahead, you cut out. And now we lost him on the phone connection. So we'll see what's going on. But yeah, for what it's worth, Sean does build computers as a side gig. He does a pretty good job. I'm happy with mine. And as for the case problems, we wound up getting the only case he could find that met my specs. I won't say it was flimsy, but once we actually got it, it's not as sturdy as one would like. And that's totally on me. So maybe someday I'll go ahead and upgrade the case. But my computer sits down on the floor. I don't have to have a lot of fancy lights everywhere. I could care less about that. I just want a CPU and graphics card that supports WoW and videos and photo editing. You might not believe it, but Photoshop and Lightroom, they actually suck up a lot of CPU cycles. So far as work goes, well, hell. Back in the day, I did everything on a VT100 terminal, and to be honest, I could probably do about 90%, 95% of my work from home using a 9600 baud modem and a VT100 terminal. Any of you who know what that is, you're old as dirt like me. He should be close to being back online now. Let's find out. Yeah. For those who are wondering what's in the background, that's a POWMIA flag. Ah. Okay. Now he's back, at least on Messenger. Let's see if we can get something going. Now, you probably heard Sean say he was going to edit this out. Let's see if he actually does. And remember, folks, if you can smell your farts, you don't have COVID. If you're wondering where Bloody Hook comes from, well, Sean and I both play WoW. And my character name, my toon name is Bloodhooves. And his toon name for a long time was Hookwas. So we just combined the two. And a bloody hook, well, they show up fairly often in that game. So it sort of made sense. Once again, please leave comments. Tell us what you think, what you want to hear. Give us ideas. We're not afraid to take on current day issues. We'll do that. Just be forewarned, we won't pull any punches. Looks like he's calling up his internet provider. This is going to suck. As you know, we don't have a regular schedule for our reviews. We're trying to rectify that, but it hasn't happened yet. If you hear any background noise now, I'm watching Worst Cooks in America. One of my favorite shows. Okay. Sean just said that they've got an outage that could be down for another 2 hours. So I'm going to close this window and see what happens. So till next time, if anybody is seeing this.
Hey guys, so I am sorry that that I was gone so long for like that. Unfortunately, I am experiencing an internet outage, so we will need to wrap this up at a later date. We'll probably just start the whole song over again when that happens. And yeah, we'll look forward to coming back to you guys with the rest of our Metallica episode. Thanks so much, guys. Bye.